Look, I get it. Starting anime feels like walking into a library where every book is in another language. Your friend won't shut up about Naruto, and you're just here like, where do I even begin? Today's video answers that. I'm breaking down the best anime for newcomers and seasoned fans, sorted by genre. Action, romance, comedy, thriller, you name it. I'll give you 3 shows per category that are actually worth your time. If you're new, I'll tell you what to start with. If you've already watched the mainstream anime and need something fresh, I'll hit you with underrated picks you've probably missed. Alright, let's kick things off with the genre that hooks most people first, action. Where it's all about hype, adrenaline, and epic battles. Think heroes pushing their limits, villains with tragic backstories, and fights that feel like they'll decide the fate of the world. If you love fast-paced stories, this genre's for you. First up, let's talk about Demon Slayer, one of the most visually stunning anime out there. The story follows Tanjiro, a boy who returns home to find his family slaughtered by demons, except his sister Nezuko, who's been turned into a demon herself. To save her, he joins the Demon Slayer Corps, a group of warriors dedicated to eradicating demons. The journey is brutal, but beautiful, and the animation by Studio Ufotable is unreal. Trust me, this is the perfect starting point for anime newbies. A simple story, jaw-dropping visuals, and a hero you'll root for instantly. Now, if you want something darker, Jujutsu Kaisen is up next. We follow Yuji, a teen with superhuman strength who swallows a cursed finger to save his friends, binding himself to Sukuna, the king of curses. To avoid execution, he joins Tokyo Jujutsu High, a school training sorcerers to fight curses, which are monsters born from negative energy flowing out of humans. The story drops you right into the action, and the animation done by MAPPA, the studio behind Attack on Titan, makes every fight feel like a big budget movie. The characters are also instantly likable, especially Gojo, Yuji's mentor, who's basically a walking meme with god tier powers. If you're looking for hyped fights, Jujutsu Kaisen is your go-to. You'll binge it in a weekend. Now, for superhero fans, My Hero Academia is a must. Picture a world where 80% of people have superpowers, called quirks, and Midoriya, a quirkless kid with 0 powers, dreams of being a hero. When the world's greatest hero, All Might, passes his power to him, Midoriya's journey begins. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. This kid breaks his bones every time he throws a punch, and learns that heroism is all about guts, not just flashy powers. Why is it perfect for new watchers? It's the ultimate superhero comfort show. It nails the classic Marvel DC vibe. Big fights and villains you hate to love, with the typical story where the underdog gets power, trains hard, and fights bad guys. No confusing twists, just hype battles and a school for heroes with characters you'll instantly relate to. The animation's clean and the pacing's fast. It's perfect for superhero fans craving for something fresh but familiar. Alright, let's slow things down and talk about romance. If action is all about hype and adrenaline, romance is more about those quiet moments where hearts race and people learn to trust. To start things off, we got Kaguya-sama, Love is War, a rom-com where we follow 2 high school geniuses, Miyuki and Kaguya, who are madly in love but too proud to confess. Instead, they scheme like masterminds to trick the other into admitting it first. The narrator's sarcastic commentary turns every simple conversation into a psychological war. Episodes are packed with moments that'll make you laugh or cringe, and when it does get serious, well, it hits harder because you've been laughing the whole time. No anime knowledge needed, just vibes. Now, if you're looking for something cozy, Horimiya is your choice. Hori, the popular girl, hides her messy home life, while Miyamura, the quiet loser, hides tattoos and a sweet side. Their romance isn't about grand gestures, it's 2 teenagers accepting each other. Scenes like Miyamura fixing Hori's messy hair, or Hori defending his tattoos feel real and wholesome. No love triangles, no drama, just 2 dorks figuring out life together. It's the anti-cliche romance perfect if you hate forced plots. Last up, My Dress Up Darling, a wholesome show that's all about passion and dedication. Meet Wakana, a shy high schooler who's spent years hiding his love for making traditional dolls, convinced it's weird. Enter Marin, an anime superfan who crashes into his life when she spots his sewing skills in school. She begs him to help her cosplay as her favorite anime character, and, well, he's too awkward to say no. The story's charm is in their dynamic. Marin's energy pushes Wakana out of his shell, while his skills turn her wild cosplay dreams into reality. If you've ever felt insecure about loving something considered weird by society, this anime's here to remind you, own it. Simple, sweet, and surprisingly uplifting. Definitely give it a shot. Now, let's flip the mood entirely. Time to laugh! Comedy anime is your reset button, whether it's sarcasm or cringe humor. These shows remind you that anime doesn't always take itself too seriously. Perfect for when you need a breather or just want to smile. Let's start with Spy X Family. Here we follow Twilight, a top-tier spy who needs to create a fake family to infiltrate high society and prevent a war. He adopts Anya, a telepathic orphan who can read minds, and marries Yor, an office worker who also happens to be a deadly assassin. The catch? None of them know each other's secrets. Twilight thinks he's fooling everyone while Yor's hiding her bloody side job. And Anya? She knows everything, but can't spill without blowing her own cover. The comedy writes itself. But beyond the chaos, it's a story about family. These three misfits start caring for each other despite their lies. Twilight softens into a real dad. Yor discovers her nurturing side, and Anya just wants a home. You'll laugh at the absurdity, root for the shenanigans, and low-key cry when they accidentally become a real family. It's the perfect show to enjoy with your own family on a Sunday afternoon. Now, if you love roasting fantasy tropes, Konosuba is your show. Kazuma, a lazy gamer, dies hilariously and gets reborn in a fantasy world with Aqua, a useless goddess, Megumin, a girl who casts explosions, and Darkness, a masochistic knight. The party's incompetence is gold. We got Megumin nuking one enemy, then passing out, Darkness begging to be hit, and Aqua crying over losing drinking money. Kazuma's deadpan reactions are iconic and make every episode hilarious. It's truly perfect for anyone who hates taking fantasy too seriously. Lastly, for some funny social anxiety, we got Bachi, the Rock. It follows Hitori, a shy guitarist who gets invited to join her first friend's band, and from there, it all goes downhill. She has panic attacks that are visualized as surreal nightmares, melting into goo, turning invisible, or getting stuck in a literal trash can. It's super relatable. The music slaps, and the animation uses psychedelic visuals to show her anxiety. It's a love letter to introverts finding their voice. Ready to escape reality? Fantasy anime builds entire worlds from scratch. Magic, mythical creatures, and adventures where the impossible feels normal. First off, Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, a recent gem. The story follows Frieren, an elf mage who outlives her adventuring party by centuries. After their hero dies of old age, she retraces their journey, reflecting on memories she once ignored. Episodes linger on quiet moments, but every frame feels intentional. It's a meditation on time itself, how grief lingers, how legacies fade, and how joy can hide in the smallest, most ordinary moments. There's no world-ending stakes, just the quiet beauty of existing. If you've ever wished a story would slow down and let you live in its world, get ready for a life-changing experience. Next up, Mushoku Tensei, a divisive but unforgettable pick, where a 34-year-old NEET gets reincarnated into a magical world as Rudius, a kid who gets a second chance at life. He starts as a selfish creep, but slowly grows into someone you root for. The world building is amazing, from dense forests to harsh deserts and political wars. It's all about watching a flawed guy learn from others and change. Even if it stirs up some controversy if you're new to anime, Mushoku Tensei gives you a wild mix of adventure and real personal growth that's hard to ignore. And finally, Made in Abyss, a show that looks cute until it isn't. Rico, a cheerful orphan, and Reg, a robot boy, explore a massive pit filled with wonders and horrors. The deeper they go, the more rules break, gravity reverses, creatures mutate, and curses rot your body. The art is adorable, making the body horror hit even harder. The soundtrack is also hauntingly beautiful, giving us an unforgettable masterpiece. Now, time to get serious. Thriller anime grips you with tension and moral dilemmas. There aren't just sad or scary stories. They're about impossible choices, twisted minds, and the dark sides of humanity. If you love plot twists, mind games, or shows that leave you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., this is your genre. My first pick, Death Note, is a cat and mouse game. Light, a genius student, finds a notebook that kills anyone whose name he writes. He plays God, purging criminals worldwide, while L, a genius detective, hunts him. Their mind games are legendary. Light manipulates FBI agents, L sets psychological traps. The moral questions hit hard. Is Light a hero or a monster? Does justice justify murder? The pacing is tight and every episode ends on a cliffhanger. Even if you guess the twists, the execution chills you every single time. Now, onto Steins Gate, an anime that starts as a quirky sci-fi romp. Okabe, a self-proclaimed mad scientist, and his friends accidentally invent time travel via a microwave. The first half is all goofy chaos, prank calls, banana experiments, and a lab member obsessed with anime. But when their meddling attracts a sinister organization, the tone flips. Okabe races to undo timelines where friends die or go insane. His breakdowns, screaming into phones, begging to reset, are agonizing. The time travel rules are smart, but simple. making it a great intro into sci-fi anime. Last but not least, Psycho-Pass drops you into a dystopian future where AI judges your crime potential. Inspectors like Akane hunt latent criminals before they act. The system seems perfect until Akane meets Makishima, a villain who thrives outside the AI's control. The action is brutal, but the philosophy cuts even deeper. Can society exist without free will? Makishima's charisma makes you question everything Akane believes. Sleek animation and a synth-heavy soundtrack complete the Blade Runner vibes. And at last, we got sports anime, where the real battle is against your own limits. These stories aren't just about winning games. They're about passion, teamwork, and the raw thrill of pushing past what you thought was possible. Even if you don't care about volleyball or football, you'll still feel all the emotion running through the main characters of these shows. Starting with Haikyuu, an anime that makes volleyball feel epic. Hinata, our MC, teams up with rivals to dominate the court. The matches are intense. Spikes that shake the screen, dives that leave bruises. But the teamwork is what hooks you. Characters like Kageyama and Yamaguchi grow into legends. The animation by Production IG turns every play into a visual feast. It's a story about friendship and loving the game. Now, Blue Lock is soccer meets Squid Game. 300 strikers compete in a brutal training program to become Japan's #1 striker. The drills are insane and the players are egomaniacs. The protagonist, Isagi, starts as a team player but learns to embrace selfishness to survive. The art style, sharp angles, and neon colors mirror the chaos. It's a critique of Japan's teamwork culture, asking, can pure ego create greatness? It's not for everyone, but hype as heck. And to complete this ultimate beginner anime guide, we've got Kuroko's Basketball. It follows a high school team with players who have supernatural skills, facing off against rivals with even crazier powers. The matches are absolutely insane. Dunks that break floors and shots that defy gravity. It's ridiculous, addictive, and super hype, so definitely give it a try. And that's going to be it for today. If this video helped you find your next watch, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Drop a comment below with your favorite pick from this video or your own, and let me know any ideas you might have for future videos. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!